Thunder's eyes. He wanted to argue with his brother. His older brother told him that they don't have any more time. He asked him to leave before some people come. The moment he said this, something came out of the ground. It caused an explosion. The warriors were shocked to hear the sound of the explosion. Thunder's brother could not believe that their enemies had already caught up to them. He quickly turned around. He saw Yuria on a mechanical monster. The woman was holding an iron chain that had spikes on it. With a creepy smile on her face, the crazy lady told the warriors that it is time for them to die. The warriors quickly raised their weapons. One of them turned around and told Thunder's brother, whose name is Gus, that there is no more time. He asked him to send his brother off. The moment he said this, Yuria beheaded him with her chain. She tore through the warriors in front of her without any efforts. Thunder was horrified when he saw this. He called out to Gus. His brother told him that they will buy time for him at all costs. He slapped the rock bird and asked Thunder to leave. The bird took off immediately. He hit it. Thunder cried as the bird flew away. He asked it to stop. He turned around and called out to his brother. While screaming his brother's name, Thunder woke up from his sleep. While breathing heavily, the boy looked around. Someone asked him if he is all right. Thunder quickly raised his head up. He saw a scary image of Ronan and Shelafin. Our boy was relieved to see that he was fine. He did not expect Thunder to wake up fast. The boy screamed out of fear. He poured sand on Ronan and asked him to stay away. He called him a monster and asked him to die. He asked the boys to bring his brother back. Ronan grabbed his hand and called him native kid. He asked him to pull himself together. He told him that they are not his enemies. Thunder asked him about who they are. Ronan asked him to calm down and speak with them. He said that he has a feeling that they are going to get tangled up with the boy. Thunder revealed to them that some monsters appeared 2 days ago at night. They came from the ground. Every warrior that saw them instinctively knew that they were dangerous. The valiant warriors charged at them to drive them out of their homeland. Unfortunately for them, Yuria was ready to take them on. The woman tore them apart. They were all defeated. They were not able to leave a scratch on the monsters. Ronan was surprised to hear this. He could not believe that the warriors lost the fight so one-sidedly. All the warriors of Dainhar are veteran fighters who battled with their lives on the line since their childhood days. They fought in order to protect their tribe from the harsh desert. Their strength is comparable to the elite knights of the Empire. Even in Ronan's previous life, he had a hard time facing them when he encountered them during a mission. Because of them, the mission that was supposed to take 3 days was drawn out for several months. Ronan could not believe that this powerful people faced an enemy that they couldn't injure. He asked Thunder to tell him who the intruders were and what they could have been. The boy told him that there was no time to find out. He revealed to Ronan that they were defeated before they even got the chance to know anything. He said that the only thing he knows is that the monsters were covered in white linen and they used mysterious powers that couldn't be countered. Ronan and Shelafin were surprised to hear this. Thunder said that the intruders referred to themselves as those who received the arrival of the stars. Our boy grit his teeth when he heard this. He and Shelafin knew that the intruders were from Nebula Clagier. Thunder stood up and thanked the boys for saving him. He promised to repay them if he survives. He said that he is going to save his brother. Ronan placed his hand on his shoulder and asked him to wait. The boy asked them to head back if they don't want to die. Our boy asked him if he is going to Dainhar by himself. Thunder moved Ronan's hand and said that he is also a warrior of Dainhar. He said that he will not run away. He told Ronan that he cannot drag outsiders into this dangerous issue. With a condescending look on his face, Thunder told the boys that they are skinny and weak. He told them that they will definitely die if they follow him. Ronan and Shelafin were annoyed to hear a little boy call them weak. Thunder told them that he doesn't want them to die a dog's death. He advised them to leave before they get involved in the issues of their land. He said that there is no need for unnecessary sacrifice. The moment he said this, a mechanical monster jumped out of the ground. It came out behind the boy. The monster was about to crush Thunder's head with its claws. Shelafin blocked its claws with his sword, and Ronan dragged the boy away from the monster. The monster growled and glared at Shelafin. Shelafin did not expect to meet an ironclad beast in a desert swirling with sand. He said that this is not a good combination. He pushed the monster back with his sword. Thunder was horrified to see the iron monster. He revealed to our boy that this is one of the iron monsters that the intruder woman had. He wondered why the monster was there. Our boy explained to him that the monster has come to get him. He said that he has to give the cultists credit for being persistent. Thunder told Ronan that he doesn't have time to be careless. he asked him to run. He said that dozens of warriors were torn apart by this particular monster. The moment he said this, the monster disappeared in front of them and began to run around them at a crazy speed. Ronan told the boy that the monster doesn't want any of them to get away easily. Thunder apologized to our boy for getting involved with them. Shelafin watched the monster as it moved around them. He told the beast that it has a crude and frivolous footwork. He felt like he was watching the version of Ronan that fought him in the midterm test. He asked our boy if he agrees with him. Ronan was annoyed to see that Shelafin was insulting him at this moment. Shelafin said that he was quite inexperienced back then. He didn't have a way to overcome the footwork at that time. Due to this, he chose the worst of all foolish options. He chose to commit an act that was no different from mutual destruction. While Shelafin was talking, the monster charged at him. When the monster got close to him, Shelafin said that the decisions he made are in the past. Immediately he said this. He released his mana and pushed the tip of his sword into the sand. Before the monster's claws could touch Shelafin, a ridiculously huge tornado erupted from the ground. The tornado pushed the monster away. It tore it apart. Thunder couldn't believe his eyes. He could not believe that the iron monster was destroyed. Before the monster could lose consciousness, it released a gun from its mouth and targeted it at Thunder. Ronan appeared behind the monster. He told it that it was an interesting fight. The monster quickly turned around. Our boy told it that he is quite busy, so he has to end it now. He tore through the monster with a single slash. The monster's head fired the gun at Ronan. The attack caused a huge explosion. Thunder was shocked to see this. When the dust cleared up, he saw that Ronan was fine. Our boy smiled and asked Thunder if he still looks like a weakling to him. The scene shifts and we see a thread cut. Yuria sensed something when the thread got cut. Her master called out to her and asked her if something is wrong. Yuria revealed to him that the connection she had with her pet, who became a runaway child, has been severed. She said that the pet couldn't have been defeated by the likes of the native child or the rock bird. She told her superior that the guest he mentioned before must have intervened. While looking at a weird structure, the man said that it is fine. He said that they will soon be able to know whether someone is a candidate to receive the baptism of the starlight or not. Immediately he said this. We see dozens of dead Dainhar warriors lying on the ground. The sand was soaked in blood. In the next scene, we see Ronan and Shelafin in the air. They were on the rock bird with Thunder, while he was on the bird. Our boy remembered the ironclad monster he fought. Its movements were quite swift, and its body was tough. It also had a bizarre hidden weapon like a full-on killing machine. Although this monster was strong, it wasn't something that the warriors of Dainhar couldn't handle. Ronan knew that there was only one reason why the warriors were defeated. It was because the master of the beasts possessed the blessing of the stars. This means that the person in Dainhar is someone at the level of a brigade leader. Because the beast and its controller were separated, the blessing didn't work. This is why Shelafin's attack worked against the monster. Our boy knew that things will be different from now on. While he was thinking, our boy remembered something. He reminded Thunder that he said that there were two ambushers earlier. The boy said that one controlled the iron beasts. Ronan asked him about what the other guy did. He asked him if the man had any unique weapons or techniques. Thunder said that he actually doesn't know. He explained to our boy that the woman controlling the beasts is the only one who fought their warriors. The other man just watched from afar. He stood still and held his hand together as if he was praying. He didn't do anything. Shelafin did not expect to hear this. He told Ronan that it will be hard to gauge how strong the man is with this information alone. Ronan said that the only thing they can do is face him head-on. The scene shifts, and we are taken to Dainhar. We see the dead bodies of the warriors lying on the ground. Ronan and Shelafin couldn't believe their eyes. They did not expect the situation to be this severe. Ronan asked Sita if there is any sign of someone who can be saved. Sita shook his head to tell our boy that everyone there is dead. Ronan grit his teeth out of anger. He couldn't believe that the cultists would go this far. The organization would do anything to achieve their goals, but they were never the kind of fools who would just go around causing chaos recklessly. They were discreet because they didn't want people to be aware of their existence. However, this incident shows that they have no regards for such things. Ronan realized that something is unfolding differently from how it did in the past. He wondered if there was something in the Dainhar of today that needed to be eliminated immediately. He believed that something important is in Dainhar, and the cultists are willing to reveal their existence to destroy this thing. While he was thinking, someone wearing a hood appeared behind him. Ronan and Shelofin quickly turned around when they sensed his presence. They didn't know when the man got behind them. The man grabbed Thunder. Ronan quickly swung his sword at him when he saw this. The man dodged the attack by jumping. Shelofin quickly drew his sword. Before he could swing it, he saw a bomb in front of him. Fortunately, it was a smoke bomb. The man jumped out of the smoke with Thunder in his arms. Ronan and Shelofin were annoyed to see this. They quickly followed the man at a crazy speed. When they got close to him, the man turned around and took out some daggers. He threw them at the boys. Ronan moved in front of Shelofin and used his sword to block the daggers. He was shocked to feel the weight of each dagger. They were incredibly heavy. Even the throwing technique that the man used was incredible. Ronan had barely seen this level of throwing technique before. On top of this, the man's precision in predicting movements as well as his reaction were top tier. Our boy and Shelofin were actually having trouble keeping up with the man's speed. Ronan became certain that Thunder was in serious danger. While he was running, the man landed on the ground. The moment he did this, Thunder asked him to let him go. He asked him if he is on the same side as the intruders. He asked the man to let him down and fight him. He said that he will take revenge for his brother with his own hands. The man called him a foolish brat and threw him on the ground. He asked Thunder if this is why he came back there with his own legs. He asked him if he came back for some flimsy revenge. Thunder raised his head up and told the man that he will do it with his own hands. He said that he will get revenge for his brother and the warriors of their tribe. Immediately he said this, the boy saw something shocking from the man. While the man was looking at Thunder, he sensed something. He quickly turned around to block Ronan's attack. He was shocked to see that our boy caught up to him this fast. Ronan forcefully smiled and thanked the man for making him sweat a bit. He asked the man if he is prepared. Immediately he said this. Shelofin appeared next to the man. The man could not believe that Shelofin also caught up to him. The two boys did not look older than any young warriors that he knew. He could not believe that they were already at this level. Before Shelofin could swing his sword at the man, Thunder appeared behind him. He asked Shelofin to stop. He said that the man is not their enemy. Ronan and Shelofin were shocked to hear this. Thunder revealed to them that the man is his brother. The man removed his hood to show his face. This man is Raging Gust. In Ronan's past life, he took a reconnaissance mission. During his mission, what gave him and his group the hardest time was neither the desert climate nor the insane bad guys. It was the people who reigned as the undisputed supreme rulers of the desert. They were the warriors of Dainhar. Raging Gust stood in front of the warriors. He told Ronan and his group that they have pretty good skills. He told our boy that he is more skilled than his teammates. He said that our boy is equal to the warriors of their tribe. Gust asked Ronan for his name. Ronan told him that they don't need to exchange pleasantries when they are trying to kill each other. He told him that he will tell him his name since it is his final wish before he dies. He shared his name with Gust. Gust smiled and shared his name with Ronan. He introduced himself as the one who was given a great name by his predecessor and the guardian of the land. He said that he is the best warrior in Dainhar. At the time, Ronan and Gust couldn't finish their fight. Our boy was ordered to return, so the fight had to stop. He believed that he would come across Gust if he came there, but he didn't think that they would meet this way. He never expected Gust to be Thunder's older brother. Gust turned to his brother and asked him about what he is doing. Thunder asked his brother to sheath his sword. He revealed to him that the boys are his saviors and allies who will help them. He said that they are very strong. He revealed to Gust that the boys killed one of the ironclad monsters that the intruder commanded in a single strike. Gust was shocked to hear this. He recalled that their attacks didn't work on the monsters because they were imbued with some kind of magic. Even the speed of the monsters wasn't at the level which their average warriors could handle. Gust couldn't believe that this young boys destroyed the monsters that they couldn't handle. He put his sword away and said that he is the one at fault. He apologized to the boys and bowed his head to them to thank them for saving his brother. The scene shifts and we are taken to a mountain. At the top of the mountain, we see a cave. Gust guided his brother and the boys to the cave. Thunder was shocked to see what was inside the cave. He saw that his uncles were alive. He couldn't believe his eyes. His uncles were injured. The men were surprised to see Thunder. They wondered why he was there. One of them stood up and asked him if he was captured and taken away. He asked him if he is hurt. The boy assured him that he is fine. He said that he is glad to see everyone is okay. Ronan asked Gust to tell him what happened. He said that Thunder told them that everyone is dead. He asked him about how they got away from the intruders. Gus said that he doesn't know what happened. After he sent his brother away, he and the other warriors used their full power to fight the intruders. They were all prepared to die. However, in the face of the dark power of the intruders, their resolve was nothing but the struggle of ants. The warriors had to accept that they would be killed. There was no way to survive the massacre. However, for some reason, the intruders stopped attacking and ended up disappearing. Gust clenched his fist out of anger. He said that they only survived out of the intruders' whims. After the woman let them go, they searched the entire village for survivors and retreated to this hideout. Gus told Ronan that they are already reaching their limit in this place. The wounded, elderly, and the untrained have reached the limits of their stamina. Gus said that once they finish their preparations and evacuate the citizens, they will return to the village to finish their battle with the intruders. Ronan asked him if they will continue the battle even though they can't win. Gus said that his people never learned how to live as obedient dogs. He raised his fist and said that they cannot sacrifice the powerless ones among them just because of their stubbornness. He told the boys that he wants to ask them for a favor. He opened his fist and showed them a black stone. Ronan asked him if this is the Dainhar magic stone. The man said that it is. He correctly assumed that this was what the boys were looking for. He told Ronan that he will give him the magic stone if he takes Thunder and the remaining tribe members out of Dainhar. He said that he and the other warriors will do their best to hold the intruders there. With a stupid look on his face, Ronan rejected the request. Sita also copied him in making a stupid face. Gust was shocked to see that our boy rejected his request. He asked him if he does not respect a warrior's honor. Ronan revealed to him that they actually came there for the stone. He said that they also have a lot of business with the crazy cultists. He told Gus that they can't just leave like this. With a smile on his face, he revealed to Gus that he can destroy the annoying power that nullifies all attacks. He told him that he has dealt with a few cultists too. Gus was shocked to hear this. Our boy asked him to give the stone to his brother. With a smile on his face, he told the man that he will take the stone as the price for the cultists' heads. The scene shifts and we see Gust hiding behind a huge rock. He was guiding Ronan and Shullafin. He asked our boy if he wasn't lying about what he said earlier. He asked him if he can really shatter their sorcery. Ronan asked him if he believes that he is there to lie and cause his own death. He told him that he already became part of the problem the moment he killed the ironclad monster. Gust realized that our boy was serious. He told Ronan that he was rude for doubting him after everything he has done. He decided to explain the situation. He revealed to the boys that his people have watched over the land in front of them for generations. He referred to the temple in front of them as a holy land. People who are not from the Dainhar tribe have been banned from stepping foot into the temple known as the Heart. Ronan did not expect the place to be more magnificent than the Empire's Grand Shrine. He asked Gust about how something like this exists deep within the canyon. The man explained to him that all he knows is that the Heart has existed for a long time. The warriors of the land have to follow a general rule when it comes to the Heart. They have to guard the land until the promised day. Apart from this, the warriors don't know anything about the Heart. Unlike other foreigners, the intruders weren't interested in the magic stones. Gust and the boys moved to the entrance of the Heart. He said that the only plausible thing the intruders could want is the Heart. He was certain that the intruders were after something that lies beyond the door. Someone in white clothes told him that he is correct. Gust and the boys quickly looked up when they heard the person's voice. The woman told him that he is pretty smart for a barbarian. Gust grit his teeth out of anger when he saw her face. The woman with short hair and a scar on her face introduced herself as Yuria. Ronan instantly recognized the typical cult robe and the crazed look on her face. Just by looking at Gust's face, our boy could tell that this woman is the one responsible for the massacre. Yuria asked Ronan and Shullafin if they were the ones who destroyed her precious leopard, Pyadori. She said that she was quite sad about it. She told the boys that she had to use a lot of materials to build Pyadori. The moment she said this, the ground began to crack and shake. Yuria called out to something known as Doki and told it that they need to teach the boys a lesson. Immediately she said this, something burst out of the ground. Gust and the boys quickly jumped back. Gust grit his teeth out of anger when he saw the thing. It was the other ironclad monster that destroyed his town. Gust referred to the boys as foreigners and asked them to be careful. He said that they lost a lot of warriors to this monster. He explained to them that this monster is not as quick as the leopard, but its sheer mass gives it a terrifying destructive power. Its armor is also incredibly tough. He revealed to them that the protruding spikes behind the monster can be fired like arrows, and each one of them is coated with a deadly poison. Even the slightest touch can be fatal. Ronan moved forward when he heard this. He said that the monster is as disgusting as it looks. Due to the fact that Yuria could use the blessings, Ronan was able to deduce that she was on the level of the executives. He recalled that the people who had blessings were already strong naturally. Their blessings simply made them stronger. He knew that he only won the fights because of the arrogance and carelessness of his opponents. Our boy knew that he had to be careful with this woman, especially since the other man hadn't shown himself. Ronan was aware that they hadn't gauged their opponent's powers yet. He decided to assess the situation first. He told Yuria that the fight won't end well. He told her that he has a question for her. Our boy knew that Nebula Clagier doesn't like to stand out. He told Yuria that they went crazy this time and brought attention to themselves. With a horrifying look on his face, Ronan asked Yuria to tell him the goal of Nebula Clagier. Yuria took out her whip. She found it funny that a kid knew the name of her organization. She said that the order has really hit rock bottom. She believed that two executives had to step in because of the situation of the organization. Since Ronan knew a lot about them, Yuria decided to tell him about their plan. She said that she doesn't have anything to hide. She pointed at her head and asked our boy if he knows about a particular feeling. She asked him if he knows about the tiny bug buzzing in his ear just before he is about to sleep. The bug is nothing dangerous, but it is so disturbing that its existence itself is annoying. Yuria said that Dainhar was this annoying bug for someone high up in their organization. Due to this, a special order was given to them. They were asked to erase everything related to Dainhar. Gust and the boys were shocked to hear this. Yuria stood up and told them that she wants to share more details, but she doesn't know anything more than this. She said that she is not really curious about the reason why they were given the order. She revealed to them that the only reason why she hasn't completed the order is because her partner became interested in the heart. She moved down and stood on her monster. She told the boys that she is now a little curious about them. With an arrogant smile on her face, she asked Gus to be grateful. She told him that his people are only alive thanks to her partner's curiosity. Gus couldn't believe what he was hearing. Yuria said that her kind explanation is over. Immediately she said this. Doki's spikes began to spin fast. Yuria said that it is time for Doki to exact his revenge for Pyadori. The moment she said this, Doki fired his spikes at the boys. Ronan wasn't fazed by the spikes. He raised his sword and used it to block them. With a look of anger on his face, he asked the woman to tell him what she takes human life to be. Immediately he said this. Shellifen ran past him. Ronan asked him to blow everything away. Shellifen swung his sword when he heard this. He fired his sword chi at Yuria. Her monster blocked the attack and got pushed back. Yuria was impressed to see that Shellifen's attack was strong enough to push her Doki back. She told him that he won't be able to leave a scratch on her monster if this is all he can do. Immediately she said this. She saw Shellifen's sword chi turn into a massive tornado. Shellifen's tornado raised the monster up and tore it apart. Yuria was shocked to see what happened. She was amazed to see that the sword chi turned into a tornado. She realized that the tornado was compressed into the sword chi from the beginning. She couldn't believe that Shellifen destroyed her monster even though he didn't possess any blessings. She landed on the ground and told the boy that he is a lot more aggressive than he looks. She now understood how they took down Pyadori. Gust moved behind her and took out some daggers. He used the Dainhar-style throwing technique known as Charging Whirlwind to throw his daggers. Yuria wasn't surprised to see Gust. She told him that his attack is not bad. As the daggers got closer to her, the woman smiled and said that she has agreed not to use her blessing. The moment she said this, something around her exploded. When the dust cleared up, Gust looked up to see the woman. He was shocked to see what happened to her. Yuria landed on the ground and released a horrifying energy. Her energy was filled with a lot of darkness. Gust and Shellifen quickly took a stance when they felt her power. Yuria glared at the boys in her new red armor. With a smile on her face, she said that she wants to enjoy herself fully for the first time in a while. Ronan realized that the woman merged with her monster. Shellifen agreed with him. He said that his attack only destroyed a part of the monster's armor. Most parts of the armor actually got disassembled by Yuria in order to complete her current form. Gust turned to the boys. He asked them to be careful. He informed them that he and his comrades never saw Yuria in this form. He told them that her whip is not something they can take lightly. Immediately he said this, Yuria swung her whip at him. Gust was able to see the whip when it got really close to his eye. However, he was unable to react to the attack. Fortunately for him, Ronan pulled his hood and dragged him down. Shelafin also bent his head to dodge the attack. Gust quickly looked behind him to see the whip. The whip touched the huge rocks behind them. Each one of the rocks split apart when the whip touched them. They destroyed the ground and caused a small explosion. Gust revealed to Ronan that Yuria's whip didn't have this much speed and power even in their previous battle. Our boy realized that she was hiding her power. Yuria revealed to them that her monsters take care of the bothersome work for her, and they are also her equipment for movement that strengthen her abilities. She said that she doesn't like using the armor because its appearance isn't aesthetically pleasing. The armor is a very special thing that amplifies her power multiple times. Yuria didn't expect Ronan to be able to dodge her attack. She said that Brigia was the last person who was able to dodge her attack. She realized that Ronan was extremely talented. With a creepy smile on her face, she charged at the boys. She said that she cannot accept this. She swung her whip at them when she got close to them. The boys quickly moved back to dodge her whip. They carefully watched their movements in order to make sure that the whip doesn't touch them. While swinging her whip, Yuria called the boys lowly bastards who struggled to stay alive. She called them worms that are not worth dealing with. Ronan and the boys didn't have any issues dodging her attacks. Our boy wasn't even phased. With a crazy look on her face, Yuria called them losers. She said that it is impossible for her to accept this situation. She could not accept the fact that her comrade took interest in someone like Ronan. She couldn't understand why the man would tell her that she might lose if she doesn't use her blessing. She felt insulted that her comrade would make such an assumption. She smiled and said that the situation isn't too bad because she received a promise in return for the insult. While laughing like a maniac, she said that someone will put in a good word for her with Lycophos, the sword of the sacred star, if she is able to subdue the boys without any blessings. She made her whip faster and referred to the boys as worms. She asked them to die for her. She told them that she wants them to become the stepping stone to her glorious promotion. Ronan focused on dodging her whip. He didn't fully understand what Yuria was babbling about, but he was able to analyze a few things. One of the things he analyzed was that this idiot is taking some kind of exam, and because of this, she is trying to subdue them without using any blessings. This means that Gust and Shelafin can attack her. Ronan knew that the idiot was looking down on them too much, and she was blinded by her own power. He understood why she was like this. She would have never considered them a real threat if she was using her blessing. Our boy believed that this was also the reason why she lacked sharpness in her technique. The moment he thought of this, he stopped running and used his sword to hit the tip of her whip. The attack pushed the tip to her. Yuria's whip moved close to her head. The whip hit her and bounced off her body. The whip hit the ground. Ronan told the woman that his suspicion was correct. He revealed to her that her technique is nothing compared to the power and speed of her attack. He told her that her technique is seriously lacking. He said that physical strength alone doesn't seem to be the only criterion for selecting an executive. With a smile on his face, he said that different types of powers must be acknowledged in the organization. While some might get acknowledged for their swordsmanship, like Brigia, others can be acknowledged for equipment production skills. Yuria placed her hand on her face. She was still in pain from taking her own attack. Our boy told her that someone like her would easily lose if she didn't have her equipment. Yuria glared at him when she heard this. He snapped his fingers and told her that they don't need to waste more time if this is all she can do. With a cocky smile on his face, Ronan told the woman that he is enough to deal with her. Yuria became angrier when she heard this. She called Ronan a bastard and released her energy. She told him that he doesn't know his place. She couldn't believe that he was looking down on her. She raised her whip and swung it at him. She told him that she will rip him apart. Our boy didn't move when he saw the whip. Instead, he allowed Sita to use his magic. Sita activated a spell known as Blood Wall. A huge wall made of blood appeared in front of our boy and blocked Yuria's whip. Yuria was shocked to see this. She recognized the vampire blood magic. She didn't understand how a human was able to use blood magic. Ronan revealed to her that it is all thanks to his partner. He told Yuria that they need to end the fight. The moment he said this, Shelafin and Gust charged at her. Yuria quickly tried to use her whip. Unfortunately for her, The vampire blood magic was wrapped around the whip, and it wasn't letting it go. The woman quickly let go of the whip. She decided to focus on defending. She assured herself that the little worms will never break the armor she made. Immediately she thought of this. Gust and Shellifen attacked her. Her armor broke apart in front of her. Yuria couldn't comprehend what was happening. She was certain that it would never break. Before she could put herself together, Ronan swung his sword at her. His attack destroyed her armor even more. Yuria spat out some blood. With a cold gaze in his eyes, Ronan reminded her that he said that she is nothing without the equipment. Yuria grit her teeth and gathered her strength. She raised her hand and tried to attack Ronan. She asked him to die. Ronan asked Gust if he wants to end things with his own hands. The moment he said this, Gust appeared behind Yuria and slammed her head to the ground. With a look of anger on his face, Gust said that he has been waiting for this moment. Yuria screamed out of anger. She tried to push Gust off her. The man did not let her go. While screaming like a lunatic, the woman called Gust a beast and asked him to let her go. She called him a filthy barbarian and told him that he is not allowed to touch her. Gust raised his sword and tightened his grip around it. He told Yuria that the death of his innocent tribe members was caused by her evil deeds. He swung his blade at her and asked her to pay for her evil deeds with her blood. He stabbed her armor multiple times. His attack slowly destroyed the armor. Yuria spat out some blood and screamed out in pain. Gust raised his sword and gave her a more painful blow in the chest. A large amount of blood poured out of her body. He raised his blade and told her that he wants to ask her a question. He asked her to tell him why she intentionally spared the remaining tribe members. He asked her to tell him what she is hiding. He advised her to reveal the truth if she doesn't want to suffer a worse fate. With a creepy smile on her face, Yuria told Gust that she doesn't want to tell him anything. While laughing like a crazy person, Yuria said that the great apostle of the star would never submit to pain. She asked Gust to show her what he can do. She said that she can take more. She asked him to try all he can. She told the man that it is too bad that she wasn't able to rip his little brother apart. Gust became angrier when he heard this. He swung his blade at the woman and asked her to die. Yuria smiled when she saw the blade coming at her. Before Gust could touch her face, someone appeared out of nowhere and grabbed his hand. Gust was shocked to see the man. The man dressed in white clothes said that the situation isn't looking good. He told Yuria that treatment will be difficult. Ronan and Shellifen couldn't believe their eyes. They did not know how the man got there. The man reminded Yuria that he advised her to use something when she is in danger. He told her that even someone like her would find it difficult to guarantee victory against them without the blessing of the star. He referred to the woman as brigade leader and asked her if she is satisfied now. Gust knew that this was Yuria's partner. He wondered why he was unable to sense the man's presence. He tried to free himself from the man's grip. He didn't want to give the man any openings. The man slowly let his hand go. Gust decided to attack him with this opportunity. Before he could even raise his hand, the man turned and gave him a heavy kick in his stomach. Gust spat out some blood. The kick sent him flying. The man apologized to him for the kick. He referred to him as Warrior of Dainhar and asked him to step aside. Gust moved past our boy and Shellifen in an instant and slammed his body on a huge rock. Ronan and Shellifen quickly turned around. They were shocked to see the man's body hit a rock. His body fell to the ground. The man turned to Yuria and told her that even though she failed to earn the title of the sharpest sword who guards him, her will alone was still sacred and dazzling. Yuria gently smiled when she heard this. She turned to the man and asked him if he already knew that things would turn out this way. She said that she was nothing more than an experimental tool. The man took off his hood to show his face. He smiled and stretched his hand out to touch her head. He thanked Yuria for accompanying him in all his explorations. He placed a finger on her and told her that she can rest in peace now. He shoved his finger into her forehead and told her that he hopes she rests peacefully within the starlight. Yuria grit her teeth to endure the pain. She smiled and said that this is upsetting. She said that it isn't fun. The moment she said this, blood gushed out of her forehead. The man gently smiled and stood up. He used a white handkerchief to clean his hands. He threw the handkerchief on the woman's body. He turned to Ronan and Shellifen and told them that the position of his assistant and branch leader has just become vacant. He asked them if they are interested in taking the position. Immediately he said this. He saw Ronan and Shellifen in front of him. The boys were ready to cut him down. They quickly swung their swords at him. The man told them that this location isn't optimal for a serious conversation. The boys were shocked to hear this. They quickly looked down. They saw that the man bent his head to dodge the attack. The man suggested that they change locations. He gently pushed himself up. He told the boys that he has something to show them. He gave them a kick. Ronan and Shelophen were sent flying. They got pushed into the temple. They found it hard to stop themselves from moving. They crashed on the ground and caused a large amount of dust to spread everywhere. When the dust cleared up, the boys pushed themselves up. Ronan told Shelophen that they are getting into different problems. The boy told him that the man must be Uria's partner. He turned to the side and asked Ronan to stay alert. He said that the man is much stronger than Uria. The moment he said this, the boy saw something shocking. Ronan found it odd that he was suddenly quiet. He quickly turned to him and asked him about what happened. He saw a massive weird object in the temple. There were some things below the object. The things were chairs. The chairs were made out of human bones and body parts. There was an eerie energy around the chairs. Ronan couldn't believe his eyes. Uria's partner walked past the boys and said that he was curious. He said that he wanted to know what would happen if he made chairs out of the bodies of Dainhar people who are known for their toughness. He said that he wanted to know how it would feel like to sit in such a chair. The man placed his hand on the chair. He revealed to them that he came to the conclusion that the chairs are not bad. He asked the boys if it isn't amazing. The man realized that he hadn't introduced himself. He told them that his name is Taranil. He said that he oversees the sacred southern diocese of the church. With a creepy smile on his face, the man said that he is a bishop. Taranil asked the boys if something is wrong. He saw that they were glaring at him with eyes filled with rage. He asked them if there is something bothering them. He smiled and asked them if they are angry because of the material he made the chair out of. He explained to them that the material is not different from a beast's hide to him. He told them that he understands why it bothers them. He told them that it is meaningless for them to be bothered by such trivial things. He suggested that they have a productive conversation and use their time well. He told the boys that he made enough chairs for them to sit on. He said that the chairs are remarkably comfortable. Shelophen tightened his grip on his sword and fired an attack at Taranil. The man was able to dodge the attack. With a look of anger on his face, Shelophen swore on the Grancia name that he would appease the souls of the deceased with his life. Taranil was impressed with Shelophen's sword chi. He said that this finely condensed sword chi is perfect for the young lord of House Grancia. The moment he said this, Shelophen swung his sword multiple times and fired more sword chi at the man. His attack destroyed some parts of the temple. Taranil was able to easily dodge his attacks. He told Shelophen that his spirit is fierce. He smiled like a crazy person and commended Shelophen's technique. He told him that he perfectly executed it. He was amazed to see that Shelophen didn't leave a scratch on the chairs, even though his reason was clouded by anger. He told the boy that he has a remarkably strong mind. He told him that he can easily become the Sword of the Star with his talent. Immediately he said this, Ronan appeared behind him. Our boy was ready to strike him down. He asked the insane bastard to stop yapping. Before Ronan's sword could reach him, Taranil stopped his attack with his leg. He was impressed by Ronan's decision to hide his presence and aim for his back with his sword. He told him that he made a smart decision. He said that his actions were still within his expectations. He told our boy that he wants him to prove more of his worth. The moment he heard this, Ronan threw his sword in the air. This made the man lose his balance. He took out his dagger and swung it at him. His attack hit a pillar in the temple and destroyed it. Taranil was still able to dodge this attack. He told him that he didn't expect that he would have this trick up his sleeve. Unfortunately for him, Ronan wasn't done. Our boy grabbed his sword and swung it at the man at a crazy speed. Taranil went on his knees to dodge Ronan's attack. Unfortunately, Ronan was only able to leave a scratch on his forehead. With a creepy smile on his face, Taranil asked our boy to tell him what he will show him next. Ronan grit his teeth out of anger when he heard this. Taranil told him that he doesn't have to hide anything from him. He pushed himself up and gave Ronan a kick. Our boy blocked the attack with his sword. The man asked him to run as wild as he likes. Ronan had to use his dagger to support himself. Even then, the kick was too powerful for him to handle. Our boy was sent flying. Before he could crash in a wall, Shelophen appeared behind him and used his body to stop him from moving. He asked Ronan if he is all right. Our boy said that he isn't. He said that he still hasn't turned the bastard to shreds. Taranil smiled and cleaned the blood on his head. He said that he doesn't even remember the last time he saw his own blood. He told the boys that he feels more certain now that their encounter is a blessing from the star. He said that he did not think that he would meet two candidates of Lycophos in this remote land. Terranil released a very eerie energy and asked the boys to tell him what their encounter is if it isn't fate. Ronan recalled that Uria mentioned something about Lycophos. He asked the man to tell him what is so special about Lycophos. He asked him if it is really amazing. Terranil said that it is. He raised his hands and said that Lycophos are a sacred sword carefully selected by the leader. They are made from the holiest of talents, and they are chosen among the believers of their order. It is an elite order of knights organized to eliminate the continent's powerful figures who would interfere with the arrival of the star. Terranil said that Uria was a devout believer whose talents played a significant role in the southern diocese. However, she was unable to overcome her trial, so she returned to the Starlight's embrace. Terranil said that her sacrifice was unfortunate, but it was also sacred. While smiling like a maniac, the man said that his partner's death has become proof that validates the soundness of his discernment in choosing the boys. He told Ronan that things like this make him remember the first time he sensed their fate. He asked our boy if he remembers Brigia and Baron. Ronan was shocked to hear their names. Due to his reaction, Terranil became certain that he fought them. He asked Ronan not to worry about it. He assured him that he won't blame him for their deaths. He said that Brigia and Baron were the main forces of his southern diocese. They were apostles who flawlessly carried out every difficult mission. They served as his hands and feet. When he heard that they had fallen while carrying out a mission, Terranil was a bit doubtful. Of course, their deaths were not incomprehensible. Brigia was deployed to the Vadian Mountains to meet the ancient Archmage Saranti. Baron traveled to Lomera Mountains even though he was fully aware that he could encounter the Sword Saint. No matter how great their blessings were, it would be meaningless if they are unable to activate it. They might have not been able to activate it due to how powerful their opponents were. However, the consecutive deaths of branch-level leaders was unprecedented in the entire history of the organization. Terranil wanted to know how it happened. While he was carrying out his research, he came across Ronan. From two completely different sites, the man discovered something odd. There were remnants of mana that belonged to neither Sarani nor Jaipa. The moment he felt this mana, Terranil's doubts began to spread uncontrollably towards an entirely new reality. He wondered if it was a mere coincidence that he found the same mana on different sites. He became curious about the master of the mana that opposes the star. Terranil traced the origin of the mana and investigated it. His investigation led him to Ronan. He asked our boy if he believed that the church would remain unaware of his existence. With a terrifying smile on his face, Terranil referred to our boy as Ronan of Philion Academy. Due to the look Ronan had on his face, Terranil could tell that he wasn't aware that Nebula Clagier knew about his existence. He told Ronan that he didn't intend to scare him. He asked him not to worry about his identity. Our boy asked the man to stop spouting nonsense. He asked him about why he left him alone until now if he knew about him all along. Ronan believed that he was a troublesome foe to their organization. He asked Terranil about why he just left him alone. The man told our boy that he wasn't worth it. With a crazy smile on his face, he told Ronan that their church doesn't even consider him an obstacle. Immediately he said this. He told Ronan that this was what he believed before he met him. Now that Terranil has seen our boy with his own eyes, he was certain that Ronan will become a great threat to their church in the future. The man asked our boy if he is not happy. He revealed to him that he is the only one in the organization who knows about him. He said that he didn't want to make a big deal out of things. Aside from this, it had been a long time since Terranil had so much interest in a person. He told our boy that he is so interested in him that he wants to keep him to himself. He suggested that they open their hearts to each other and get to know one another. He told the boys that he will go first and satisfy their curiosity. He released an eerie energy and said that he will tell them the reason why the people of Dainhar are still alive. According to Terranil, he received an order from his leader before coming there. His leader asked him to wipe out every single being in Dainhar. It wasn't a difficult mission for Terranil and his subordinate. However, while carrying out the mission, a small ripple appeared in Terranil's heart. He wondered why this place had to disappear. The man got consumed by intense curiosity. Even though the mission was so important that it warranted the involvement of a bishop like Terranil, he wasn't given a reason to wipe out the tribe. He didn't know the purpose of the mission. Terranil decided to investigate on his own while carrying out his mission. This was how he found this place. a place where the technology available doesn't match the primitive nature of the land, a place of mystery. The place is known as the Heart. Terranil said that he sensed something the moment he stepped into this place. He was certain that the answer he was searching for was hidden in this place. The relic at the center of the temple was what convinced the man. Terranil told the boys that he brought the captured villagers there and politely asked them questions. The man actually strangled and tortured the people. The villagers told him that the secret was about the destiny of this land, and it has been passed down through generations. Terranil said that no one gave him an answer. He tortured the powerless elders and the young children, but no one gave him the answer he wanted. The man revealed to the boys that he conducted a Q&A session with 182 villagers. He said that all he gained from his sessions were the 3 chairs. He told the boys that endless inspections that yield no results is always a torment for a researcher like him. He said that his time wasn't completely wasted because he could feel something. He could feel that the owner of the mana he had taken interest in has come to the desert on his own. He told the boys that he has proven the extent of his goodwill by speaking so openly and candidly. He fired an attack at the chairs and destroyed them. He said that he destroyed them because they didn't suit their taste. He turned to the boys and told them that they can continue their serious conversation now that he has taken care of the troubling items. The moment he said this, he saw the boys glaring at him with eyes filled with hatred. He asked them if he shouldn't have destroyed the chairs. Shelafin covered his sword with his mana and told Ronan that this bishop is completely different from the woman who commanded the Iron Beasts. He said that Terranil's reactions and physical abilities cannot be gotten without having an extremely well-trained body. He said that the bishop is clearly a top-tier warrior who has survived countless battles. He told Ronan that he must not hesitate for a second. Our boy cracked his neck and took a stance. He told Shelafin that he doesn't need to tell him this. He said that he is going all out. The moment he said this, he and Shelafin charged at Terranil. He swung his sword at the man when he got close to him. The bishop blocked his attack with his leg. He smiled as he looked our boy in his eyes. He pushed Ronan back with his leg. Our boy swung his sword at the man again. Terranil easily blocked it with his leg. While he was holding Ronan down, Shelafin charged at him from behind and swung his sword at him. Shelafin's attack heavily destroyed the ground and the things around them. Ronan had to jump back in order to avoid getting caught in the attack. To Shelafin's surprise, Terranil covered his hand with his energy and caught his sword in the air. The bishop told him that he has a truly razor-sharp sword. He said that he would have been torn apart if he hadn't focused all his mana in his hand. Immediately he said this, he threw Shelafin. Ronan had to catch the boy. When he raised his head up, he saw a terrifying attack coming at them. The attack destroyed the ground and covered everywhere in dust. When the dust cleared up, Ronan and Shelafin charged at Terranil. When the man saw them coming at him, he realized that the boy's fighting spirits have gotten sharper. He noticed that a peculiar scent of blood has gotten stronger. He realized that they were using magic to greatly amplify their power at the cost of their life force. He knew that this was a vampire's blood magic. He found it amazing that the boys were showing such a desperate resolve at such a young age. He became more curious to test the dazzling gemstones in front of him. He charged at the boys and asked them to show him all their radiance. The moment their energies clashed, a large explosion occurred. Terranil's mana suppressed the boys' energies. When the dust cleared up, we see Terranil standing above the boys. His leg was on Shelafin's back. Ronan was kneeling in front of him. With a condescending look in his eyes, the bishop told the boys that they have worked hard. Ronan raised his dagger and swung it at the man's leg. Terranil was surprised to see that our boy was still able to push himself to attack, even though he is heavily injured. He told him that he has a remarkable fighting spirit. He watched Ronan as he struggled to catch his breath. He told him that he would have landed a hit if he was a bit faster. Our boy's attack hit the ground. Terranil told Ronan that they already know each other better now. He asked him to just follow him back to the church. Immediately he said this, Ronan called out to Sita and asked him to do something now. The moment our boy said this, Sita appeared above the bishop. He released a bright red energy. Terranil quickly looked up. He recognized this red energy. He realized that Sita was about to use ancient blood magic. Sita's eyes shined brightly. A huge magic circle appeared above Terranil. The man could not believe that a mere beast was using this kind of magic. The magic circle fired a ridiculously powerful attack at the bishop. Terranil could tell from the mana structure that this is the highest tier blood magic. He knew that it would take a lot of time to cast a spell of this caliber. He realized that the boys used themselves as pawns. They sacrificed themselves to divert his attention. Taranil now understood that he was fighting someone that was overwhelmingly sharp. He realized that Ronan could have been a threat capable of destabilizing the organization itself if he took him in. Although he knew that Ronan was dangerous, Taranil still believed that he was a vessel that was capable of sounding a warning to the complacent and prideful followers. He wondered about the kind of future Ronan could bring to the church. As the powerful being got close to him, Taranil disappeared. He moved away to dodge the attack. He asked Ronan to quickly dispel the attack. He told him that he will vanish without a trace if it touches him. Our boy told him that he is wrong. Immediately the attack got close to him. It curved and moved towards the bishop. The madman smiled when he saw this. He didn't think that there would be a self-guiding mechanism in the spell. He realized that Ronan already anticipated his evasion from the start. He told our boy that one needs to prepare an attack of this scale if they want to take their opponent's life. He stretched his hand out and released a different energy. He said that he has to use this power. He activated the blessing of the star. The energy of the star covered him like a shield. When the attack hit the shield, it didn't destroy it. Instead, the attack moved around the shield and blocked Taranil's vision. The attack slowly dispersed. The bishop asked Ronan to tell him what he is going to show him next. He asked him if he still has some moves left. He told our boy that things won't go his way. He said that all attacks will be useless as long as he doesn't withdraw his blessing. The moment he said this, Ronan's sword pierced through the blessing. Taranil was shocked to see this. He couldn't believe his eyes. He didn't understand how a sword could pierce through his blessing. Ronan dragged his sword and made a huge opening in the blessing. His sword landed a cut on Taranil's body. The man couldn't comprehend what was happening. He couldn't believe that Ronan sliced through his blessing. He realized that this was why Brigia and Baron were defeated. Ronan told the man that he wanted to tear his mouth apart, but his power was not enough. He told Shelafin that he is leaving the rest to him. Shelafin took a stance and raised his sword. He asked Ronan to leave the rest to him. He swung his sword and directed his energy towards the opening that our boy created. His energy entered the blessing. A huge explosion took place in the blessing. Shelafin's energy turned into a powerful tornado. It began to tear the man apart. The bishop couldn't do anything because the energy was confined inside the blessing. Several cuts landed on his eyes, arms and legs. Every part of his body got injured. Taranil screamed out in pain. As he screamed, Shelafin's energy cracked the blessing and broke out of it. The wind pushed Ronan to the ground. Our boy quickly raised his head up to see the man. He saw Taranil falling. Blood gushed out of his body as he fell. His body got slammed to the ground. Sita moved close to the boys and used his magic to slowly heal them. While bleeding out, Taranil said that it has been a long time since he has been pushed to this level. The madman smiled and said that this is a benevolent day. The moment he said this, he released a ridiculous amount of energy. It was the energy of the star. Ronan was shocked to see this. Our boy couldn't believe what he was looking at. He saw white wings come out of Taranil's back. He recognized this angel wings. The wings resemble Ahyuti's own. As blood gushed down from his head, Taranil said that he often tells people in his church that carelessness in front of an enemy is the fastest shortcut to certain death. He said that he did not think that he would be someone who gets intoxicated by arrogance. He smiled like a madman and said that his head is still attached to his body thanks to the benevolence of the star. He asked the boys not to worry. He told them that he will not let the burning excitement he has kindled to go cold, even if he has lost his eyes. Immediately he said this. The boys fired their attacks at him. Their sword strikes caused a huge explosion. Ronan quickly looked up. He was certain that he destroyed Taranil's eyes. He didn't know how the man was able to dodge their attack and appear in the air. The bishop didn't receive a single injury. He smiled and told Ronan that the pathway to perceiving the world for a warrior is not limited to his eyes. If a person can push their senses to the utmost limit, then they can perceive the world with clarity by following the flow of mana alone. Although Taranil couldn't see the boys, he could sense their mana. He told the boys that they both have beautiful torrents within them. He told Shelafin that his storm rages without a single crack, and it is deadly and sharp. He realized that Shelafin should have been the church's top priority for recruitment a long time ago. Taranil told Ronan that he possesses a prowess that is beyond admiration. Even our boy's primal sense for battle was astonishing. The bishop was more amazed by the fact that Ronan could wield a power that was capable of slicing through the blessings themselves. He became certain that the death of the two executives was no mere coincidence. Taranil knew that Ronan and Shullafin would one day be unrivaled by any foe. They will stand at the top as mighty champions. He told the boys that he would have loved to fight to the end against opponents like them as a true warrior. Immediately he said this, he gathered a large amount of energy and raised his hand. He activated a technique known as Punishment of the Star. Ronan and Shullafin quickly took a stance when they saw the man do this. They saw a powerful and destructive tornado coming towards them. The boys froze in fear when they saw the tornado in front of them. Taranil's attack dragged them across the temple and destroyed everything that it touched. It heavily damaged the temple. Taranil moved to the ground after using the technique. He saw Ronan and Shullafin on the ground. A large amount of blood gushed out of their bodies. The boys couldn't even move. Taranil grit his teeth. He began to cough out some blood. The technique took a large amount of his energy. In Nebula Clagier, blessings are shields of protection bestowed upon church members, and wings are granted directly by the bishop as instruments of judgment that are used against heretics. By simply unfurling the wings, a sentence of doom is delivered upon all those within their reach. It is a way of bringing divine punishment to their enemies. Due to how powerful they are, they demand an immense amount of mana and life itself. It is quite difficult for Taranil to maintain his wings in his current state. The power comes with such a heavy burden. The man had to release one of his wings. He told the boys that he never wanted to use this power because it is a power that overturns all things. By using this power, the very essence of struggle and the risking of one's life in battle becomes meaningless. Taranil clenched his fist and said that he is now a disciple of the star. His first and foremost duty is to fulfill the order entrusted to him as the bishop. His duty is more important to him than his pride as a warrior. Ronan and Shullafin still weren't ready to give up. They grabbed their swords and pushed themselves up. Taranil understood their intentions. He knew that he would be insulting their noble resolves by trying to convince them to work for him. He said that he won't speak any more twisted words. He told the boys that he will fight with his full strength from now on. He raised his wing and said that they need to put an end to their fight. Ronan grit his teeth and turned to Sita. He saw that Sita was injured. He knew that he could no longer rely on his healing. He knew that he will really die if he takes another hit from the man. Ronan wanted to charge at Taranil, but his body wouldn't obey him. He had no way of defeating the man. While our boy was struggling to put himself together, Shullafin moved in front of him and asked him to stand up. Ronan was surprised to see this. Shullafin revealed to our boy that he will fight with his full strength from now on. He told him that he will create an opening for him to use his blade. Ronan asked him to stop spouting nonsense. He reminded him that he also got hit by the powerful storm. He asked him about how he is going to handle Taranil alone. Shullafin asked Ronan if he has forgotten that the person who stands before him is someone who has lived his entire life with storms. He pointed his sword at the bishop and said that reading the flow of the wind is a second nature to him. He said that he will still be able to carve out an opening even if his storm cannot swallow Taranil's own. He told Ronan that he can only get him one chance. He asked him to remember this. He smiled and told him that he will have to prepare 10 photo cards of Iral if he fails to get Taranil this time. Ronan could not believe what he was hearing. He remembered what happened in his past life. He remembered someone telling him to get up when he was on the ground. Ahiudi was in the air. The person told him that their enemy is right in front of them. He asked Ronan about how long he plans to sit there. This person is the older Shullafin and the sword saint of that time. Shullafin told Ronan that he still can't acknowledge him as a knight. This is because Ronan's blade is only filled with the pure intent to kill. It lacks pride. The sword saint told Ronan that his opinion of him still hasn't changed. He said that he doesn't like it, but this battlefield needs a blade meant for killing. He turned to Ahiudi and said that he is going to carve out an opening at all costs. He released his mana and told Ronan that he is going to stake everything on him. He smiled and turned to him. He referred to our boy as Butcher and asked him to push forward. Ronan was shocked to hear this. As he watched Shullafin move forward, he saw his past self in him. Our boy looked at the future sword saint in awe. He smiled and stood up. He told Shullafin that he can't let him have all the fun. He said that he will see things through with him. Immediately he said this. Taranil fired an overwhelming attack at them. Shelafin took a stance and activated a technique known as Storm Sword. He fired his attack at Terranil's storm. His attack hit Terranil's attack. It tried to push the bishop's attack back, but it got swallowed up. Shelafin's attack could only slow down Terranil's storm a bit. Shelafin was shocked to see this. He could not believe that his attack got pushed aside, even though he read the flow of the storm that Terranil created and aimed for its weak spot. The bishop's attack slowly began to tear him apart. Shelafin grit his teeth out of anger. He knew that he was going to get overwhelmed soon. He took a look at the attack and carefully analyzed it. He wondered about what he could do to overcome his current crisis. He reminded himself that he is supposed to be the sword of the Empire, the sharpest blade available. His sword exists to punish and deliver retribution to his enemies. Shelafin realized that what he needed now was not some kind of devastating power. He understood that all he needs is a tiny speck of strength to open a path for his comrade. Shelafin raised his sword and took a stance. A small amount of mana appeared at the tip of his blade. The mana covered his entire blade. He gracefully changed his stance and raised his sword higher. His mana made his blade longer. Ronan was shocked to see this. He realized that Shelafin might be awakening his aura. Shelafin carefully tightened his grip on his sword hilt and gathered more mana to his blade. He made it much more sharper. He opened his eyes and released a clean slash with a technique known as wind. His attack cut through Terranil's storm. It partly moved with the storm. Terranil was surprised to see Shelafin's attack getting close to him. Even though his powers have been weakened because of his injuries, it didn't make sense for Shelafin's aura to break through his attack. Terranil realized that this was something beyond aura. The attack was a force of nature itself. The bishop quickly activated his blessing when he saw the attack coming close to him. He got pushed back by Shelafin's attack. He couldn't believe what was happening. Even though Shelafin was talented, Terranil never thought that he would get close to awakening his aura. As Shelafin's attack pushed him back, he told Ronan that he has opened a path. He told him that he will leave the rest to him. Our boy quickly ran past him. Shelafin's body fell to the ground. The boy lost consciousness. Ronan charged at Terranil with all his strength. He was ready to take the bastard out. The bishop realized that they planned to block his vision with the storm and aim for an opening. He told Ronan that he is no longer careless. He said that he can feel his mana so clearly, he could basically see Ronan running towards him. He told our boy that he can feel him approaching him with so much anger. He clenched his fist when he saw Ronan jump. He smiled and told him that this is the end. The moment he punched our boy, he got stabbed in his finger by Ronan's dagger. Terranil was shocked to feel a dagger in his hand. He quickly realized that he mistook the mana imbued in the dagger as Ronan. He noticed that only the mana of the stars was around him. He didn't understand why he couldn't feel Ronan's energy anywhere. It didn't make sense to him. The man wondered about what was happening. Immediately he thought of this. Ronan stepped into his blessing and placed his blade at Terranil's neck. He said that he never expected to use the terrible mana he got from Bazura in this way. Bazura's mana is similar to the blessing of the star. He told Terranil that they can end things here. He used his sword to behead the bishop. Terranil smiled as his head got detached from his body. His head flew up, and his body slowly fell down. Ronan's body also fell to the ground. Terranil felt honored to have faced the boys. He never expected that his final search for knowledge would reach such a brilliant and incandescent conclusion. He knew that the boys had a bright future ahead of them. Immediately he thought of this. His head fell to the ground. A while later, we see Ronan push himself up with his sword. He forcefully laughed when he saw Terranil's body on the ground. He carefully looked at him to see if he was really gone. He noticed that he couldn't feel any energy coming from the man. He turned to the side to see his head on the ground. He became certain that he has ended the bishop's life with his sword. He put his head down in relief. He could not believe that he did something so dangerous. He smiled and called out to Shelafin. He told him that he will give him his sister's photo cards just as he promised. He asked him if he likes the deal. He reminded him that he really wanted the photos. Shelafin didn't respond to him. He had completely lost consciousness. Ronan told Sita that he has earned his share of food. He told him that he will brag about him to Ophelia when they get to the academy. Sita was also unconscious. Ronan begged the two of them to wake up now. He used his sword to push himself up. He took a step forward and told Shelafin that they have to return together. While shaking, our boy begged them to answer him. He tightened his grip on his sword and told them that any response is fine. He asked them to just give him a sign. The moment he said this, he He felt a large amount of pain in his body. Ronan could not believe that his body has already reached its limit. Blood gushed out of his eyes. Our boy fell to his knees. He realized that his body was suffering the side effects caused from amplifying his physical abilities with blood magic. Ronan screamed out in pain as the bones in his body cracked. However, he wasn't ready to give up. He stretched out his hand. He wanted to reach Shelafin and Sita. He wanted to get them treated immediately. Unfortunately for Ronan, he had truly reached his limit. His eyes began to grow faint and his sight became blurry. Our boy didn't want to quit, but he eventually fell to the ground and lost consciousness. A while later, we see Thunder and Gust in the temple. Thunder was standing next to the unusual relic. He asked his brother if he should really activate it. Gust reminded his brother that the device that bears the activation spell has been carved in him. He told him that he is the only person in their tribe who can operate the relic. This was the reason why everyone waited back and chose to secure an escape route for Thunder. His survival was their way of upholding their calling and carrying on their tribe's legacy. Gust told his brother that they failed to protect the heart. He said that everything would have ended if Ronan and Shelafin didn't intervene. He asked Thunder not to hesitate. He told him that they are a tribe that knows loyalty and honor. Thunder was shocked to hear this. Gust explained to him that he will bear the responsibility for breaking the oath. He asked him to open the relic. The moment he said this, Thunder placed his hand on a crystal on the relic. It released a small light. Thunder's eyes began to glow. The mark on his forehead began to glow. The energy in his body began to move around the relic. It touched every part of it. The item began to glow. A huge magic circle appeared in the temple. The magic circle covered the entire temple. The relic began to gather energy to its center. Gust watched this as it happened. He referred to the relic as the spirit of Dainhar and asked it to look after the boys. Immediately he said this. The relic released a bright light. It released an overwhelming amount of energy. The energy went through the ceiling and touched the sky. It was a vortex of energy. It could be seen by anyone in the desert. Ronan, Shelafin, and Sita were raised up by this energy. Our boy's injuries slowly got healed. He noticed that he could feel something warm. He carefully opened his eyes. Gust asked him if he is awake. He told him that he is glad to be able to bid him farewell. Ronan turned to the ground. He saw Thunder standing next to the item. Gust informed him that Sita and Shelafin will soon be healed. He asked him not to worry. Ronan was shocked to hear this. He knew that their injuries were not things that could be easily treated. He was surprised to see the state of their bodies. He asked Gust about what the ridiculously immense power is. Gust told him that he also doesn't know anything about the source of this power. He said that he only knows that the heart is an assignment prepared for the promised day. He explained to Ronan that the place stores the power needed to activate an ancient device meant to stand against the great threat that will one day come. The rules they follow forbids the use of any power until the big day. Gust said that he is certain that the ancestors won't be against today's actions because he is repaying their kindness for the sake of his tribe. Ronan was surprised to hear this. Gust revealed to Ronan that a complete sealing barrier will be cast over Dainhar in order to restore the energy spent today and protect the heart from intruders. As he spoke, the entire town began to shake. The barrier cannot be breached from the outside or exited from within. Gust told him that he believes he understands their intentions since he is also a warrior. While he was talking, Shelafin woke up. Gust promised our boy that he will support him when they get connected to the outside world again. He smiled and told him that Dainhar will stand with him if any enemy appears to threaten him. After saying this, the man bid his new friends farewell. The moment he did this, the relic released a blinding light. In the next scene, we see the boys appear in the desert. Ronan stared at Dainhar from afar. He was surprised to see a huge rock covering the town. The town was no longer visible to the outside world. Shelafin said that they can no longer enter Dainhar. He noticed that there was a powerful shield covering the entire area, and their awareness of Dainhar was slowly fading away. He knew that this was a grand ancient spell. He told Ronan that the people of Dainhar intend to make outsiders forget their very existence. Ronan said that this is for the best. He said that they don't know when powerful monsters will crawl out again. Shelafin agreed with him. With a sad look in his eyes, the boy said that Taranil is quite strong. Even though they were prepared to face death, the boys wouldn't have won if luck hadn't been on their side. Shelafin was aware of this. He told Ronan that the problem is that Taranil called himself the bishop of the southern diocese. This means that there are other strong people like him in Nebula Clagier. On top of this, there is also the Sword of the Star who is known as Lycophos. Shelophen said that they might not be able to protect those precious to them if they have to face this people. Our boy turned to him when he heard this. With a smile on his face, Shelophen told him that they are going to get stronger. He said that they will become strong to the point where they will be able to win effortlessly even without relying on each other. Our boy was surprised to hear this. Shelophen hit his chest and told him that this is the only solution he can offer him. Ronan smiled when he heard this. He said that this is a solution befitting the young master of the Grancia house. He told him that they will not go through this kind of hardship again. He walked forward and told Shelophen that they need to return to the academy. He said that they are done with their business. Shelophen tapped Ronan on his shoulder and asked him about what he means by their business is done. With a scary look on his face, he told Ronan that he hasn't been paid yet. He asked our boy to give him all 8 of Irel's photos. He asked him to keep his promise. Ronan was shocked to see that he remembered. He called him a crazy bastard. After he paid Shelophen, the two began their journey to the capital. Before he left, Ronan used his dagger to scatter Taranil and Uria's mana in order to prevent the church from tracking them. Even Taranil would have been fooled by it. Thanks to this, the boys didn't need to worry about anyone following them. On the way back, we see Ronan negotiating with the coachman. While he was talking, Shelophen was joyfully looking at Irel's photos. Ronan turned around out of anger. He threw a rock at his head. The boys were able to get in the carriage. Ronan was relieved that he got the Daneharm magic stones, which was the original goal of the journey. He was able to get it thanks to Gust. The man did not forget his promise, even though so many things were happening. Our boy was also able to get his hand on some loot. He realized that he had someone perfect to give it to. While he was thinking, Shelophen was looking at the pictures in the carriage. On their way back, the boys sparred with each other. Their spars were rougher than usual. Ronan felt like it must have been due to the inadequacy they felt in the fight against the bishop. They were swinging their swords with a lot more power. When they were done, Ronan asked Shelophen if he remembers his moment of awakening when he landed his final strike on Taranil. He asked him if he remembers what he went through in that moment. Shelophen said that he heard the sound of the wind, not a destructive raging storm. It was the sound of nature itself embracing everything in absolute calm. The moment he heard this sound, Shelophen knew that he could land a strike. He looked at his hand and said that he has only ever had this feeling at that time. He said that it might have been nothing more than a fleeting enlightenment born out of desperation. He told Ronan that he can't hear it anymore. He clenched his fist and said that he will make this power his own since he decided to take this path. Ronan nervously gulped when he heard this. He knew that Shelophen didn't understand the meaning of the words he just uttered. Obtaining this power in his hand means that he will soon be able to unleash the storms that cover the earth and single-handedly turn the tide of war. He is about to become the catastrophe that he was in his past life. It might sound crazy, but the current version of Shelophen should be able to catch up to his past self in no time. The moment Ronan thought of this, he noticed that Shelophen was smiling like an idiot as he looked at the photos. Our boy hoped that he wasn't wrong. A few days later, we see the boys standing in front of a gate. Ronan said that he feels like he is returning to his hometown. He was happy to be back at Philion Academy. He waved to Shelophen and told him that they can part ways here. The boy asked him if he is going there right away. Ronan smiled and said that he is. He said that he needs to uproot the wretched curse. In the next scene, we see Professor Secret welcome Ronan to her office. She asked him about the magic stone. Our boy poured the bag containing the magic stones on the table. The professor was shocked to see the amount of magic stones that Ronan acquired. Our boy asked her if this is enough. He asked the professor to start right away. He said that he wants to remove the next curse. In the next scene, we see Ronan looking at something above him. He asked Professor Secret if she is saying that the magic circle is an uplifting ritual that is reinforced with the Daneharm magic stones. With the power of the magic circle, it is possible to extract the true essence of the curse. While talking, Ronan looked at the huge ball of dark energy that was above him. This energy is the curse that is in Ronan's body. Our boy was shocked to see how it looked. He couldn't believe that he lived with this thing in his body his whole life. The professor heavily stared at the curse. She revealed to Ronan that she contemplated every possibility and prepared for the worst-case scenario while he was out. However, after seeing this curse with her own eyes, the professor became concerned. She explained to Ronan that the uplifting can't be undone once it begins. The process could take a week, a month, and even years. Ronan became serious when he heard this. The professor told him that he is already an unprecedented and extraordinarily gifted student. She assured him that he will still be a swordsman that will go down in history, even if he doesn't remove the curse. She asked Ronan if he really needs to remove this curse when he has a promising future ahead of him. Our boy knew that the professor was right. His current self has surpassed the growth rate of his past self. It won't be difficult for him to stop Ahiyuti when the time comes. However, the real threat lies beyond Ahiyuti. Ronan was thinking about the arrival of the giant army. Their sheer number was a problem. They also had 2 more pairs of wings than Ahiyuti. This giant's had 8 wings, apart from this giant's. There was also the mysterious person that Ahiyuti spoke of. Ronan knew that time wasn't on his side. When the professor saw the look on his face, she knew that he wasn't going to back out of the ritual. She advised him to at least bid his loved ones farewell. She told him that he might be away from them for a long time. In the next scene, we are taken to Ronan's house in the city. We see his cell, Maria, Shelafin, Adeshan, Irel, Ophelia, Braum, and Sita in the house. They were sitting around the dining table. There were several dishes and foods on the table. The group happily ate together. Ronan told the group that he has an announcement to make. He told his friends that it might be hard for them to see him around for a while. He said that he might even be gone for a few years. Asel was shocked to hear this. He told Ronan that they can go with him if he is going on a faraway adventure. Our boy thanked him for the sentiment. He told his friend that this can't happen. He revealed to him that he is going to remove one of his curses. He told him that he doesn't know how long it will take. He said that his sister set up this gathering after he told her. Irel felt down when she heard this. Ronan told his friends that they can enjoy it since they are already here. Maria asked him if his journey will be dangerous. Ronan picked up a steak with his fork and asked her not to worry. He said that professors like to overreact about things. He told her that he will easily take care of this issue. With a smile on his face, he asked the group to remember what he is about to say. He turned to Braum and told him that he is already an excellent warrior, but he focuses too much on offense and neglects his defense. He advised his senior to work on this if he wants to become stronger. Braum thanked him for the advice. Our boy turned to Ophelia and begged her to take care of Sita. He told her that Sita listens to her well. The senior told him that she will always welcome Sita. Ronan advised Asel to study the grimoire that he gave him. He told him that it is quite rare. He asked him not to skip a single line. Asel told him that he understands. Ronan advised Maria to keep honing her sword and make it her own. With a smile on his face, he told her that she won't be able to get a boyfriend if she keeps obsessing over sword practice. With a look of anger on her face, Maria told him that this is not his business. She gently blushed and told him that he is annoying. Unfortunately, Ronan didn't know that she had a crush on him. Ronan turned to Adeshan and Shelafin. He told them that he knows that they can handle themselves well. He said that he only wants to add something. He asked Adeshan to oversee the training of the others. He believed that she will be able to help everyone with her eye for detail. Our boy asked Shelafin to just keep doing what he is doing. The boy nodded at him. Irel was surprised to see that her brother had nothing to tell the boy. Ronan told the group that he will inspect all of them immediately he returns. He advised them to forget about taking things easy. With a gentle smile on his face, he suggested that they spend the rest of their time catching up on everything they missed. While they were having fun, Ronan took out the camera artifact. He used it to take pictures of the group. He captured their happy moments and conversations. The night was short, and there were feelings left unspoken. Regardless of this, they still parted ways with a smile, and hoped that this parting won't be long. In the next scene, we see Ronan in Professor Secret's office. He was sitting on the floor. The professor was floating in front of him. Due to Ronan's relieved expression, she asked him if he was able to say his goodbyes. Our boy said that he knows that everyone is capable even without him. He revealed to the professor that he was actually quite worried about his sister. When he explained the situation to Irel, she held his hand and gently smiled at him. With a bright smile on his face, Ronan told the professor that he found out that there is no one stronger than his sister. He said that all he needs to do is take care of himself. Professor Secret realized that Ronan has good people around him. She closed her eyes and gathered a dark energy above her finger. She told our boy that she will begin the uplifting ritual now. She asked him to meet her again with a smile on his face. Ronan said that he will be back soon. Unfortunately, our boy didn't know at this time that it would take him a long time to keep this promise. The dark energy released a bright light in the room. In the next scene, we see Ronan wake up in another world. He woke up because he heard a dog barking. Ronan raised his head up. He wondered why he was hearing a dog barking. When he looked down, he saw a dog on his body. Our boy was shocked to see the dog. He immediately recognized the dog's scruffy blue eyes. He knew that he was looking at Sita. The dog barked at him with a smile on his face. Ronan picked up the dog and looked around. He recognized the place he was in. This was the village he got arrested in. This place is known as Erno. Our boy did not like this place. He knew that this world is a mental realm shaped by the curse, but he did not like the fact that it had to be this place. He didn't completely hate the place because he got to see the dog. He recalled that this dog had a really messed up life in his past life. The dog got entangled with him. They had a terrible life together. He and the dog went through different kinds of hardship in his past life. Ronan was relieved that Sita won't get tangled with him in this new life. He gently pat the dog on his head and hoped that he would find a better owner and live a better life. Our boy stood up and asked the dog if it wants to take a quick walk. He said that it has been a while since they took a walk. Sita gladly walked forward with Ronan. He and Ronan walked into the town. Sita found a stick and pushed it forward. Ronan picked it up and threw it. Sita quickly went to fetch it. Our boy gently robbed his head after he got the stick. While robbing his head, Ronan contemplates on the fact that he has not seen any particular signs even after looking around the village. The place was actually strangely peaceful. Ronan recalled that the lord of this land is a worthless bastard. This town was actually a terrible place to live in. He remembered that the professor warned him that the curse would try to tempt him in every way possible. Considering how the curse was not showing itself like last time, it seemed like it wanted Ronan to find it. Ronan released some energy from his hand and asked Sita to help him out. He asked the dog if it can find where the scent of the energy is coming from. Sita carefully sniffed the energy. Our boy knew that Sita was amazing at picking up scents. He believed that this might work. The moment he thought of this, the dog sensed something. He quickly ran forward. Ronan couldn't believe that it already found the energy. He assumed that he might be able to solve his issue quickly. He ran after the dog. To his surprise, Sita took him to a sausage spot. He was attracted to the smell of the grilled sausage. Ronan realized that he was being too optimistic when he thought that he would solve things easily. Sita was quite excited to eat the sausage. With a look of anger on his face, Ronan reminded the dog that he asked him to chase after the mana scent. He asked Sita to tell him why he found this spot instead. The dog simply barked at him. Ronan realized that he wasn't going to stay angry at Sita. He bought 2 sausages from the vendor. While swinging a sausage in front of the dog, our boy told the vendor that he is a little confused today. He asked him if he knows what day it is. The man gladly told Ronan the date. Ronan's expression became grim when he heard this. He realized that his suspicion was correct. He turned to Sita. He recalled that today is the day his dog dies. He remembered how he looked when he saw Sita's body on the ground. He also remembered the people involved in the accident. The most important thing he remembered was that this was the first day he killed people. The moment Ronan thought of this, a carriage ran into the town in a wild manner. The coachman didn't care for the people in the street. Everyone had to jump out of the way. The people were shocked to see that someone would drive a carriage into a marketplace in this manner. A woman wanted to push someone out of the way, but people held her back. She quickly called out to her daughter, whose name is Camila. The girl carrying a basket of fruit froze in shock when she saw the carriage coming towards her. She called out to her mom. Ronan recalled that this incident also happened in his past life. The brood of Baron Dantel's family, whose daily routine was getting drunk, wanted to show off his carriage driving skills. This bastard ended up causing this disaster because he was the one holding the reins. This situation was unfolding the same way it did in the past. Sita dashed out the same way he did in the past. He wanted to push the girl out of the way. Fortunately, Ronan was stronger in his current life. He ran past the dog and grabbed him and Camila. He dragged them out of the way. The carriage was able to continue moving forward. Our boy picked up Sita and told him that the situation could have been a disaster. He asked Sita to never do this again. The dog happily barked at him. Camila moved close to Ronan and thanked him for saving her. She moved close to Sita and commended him for trying to save her. The dog happily barked at her. Camila wanted to rob his head. Before she could touch him, Ronan pushed her hand aside. Camila was shocked to see this. She asked him about why he did this. Ronan asked the girl to quit her pathetic acting. He told her that it is disgusting. The girl was surprised to hear this. Her expression quickly changed. The moment this happened, her head changed into a huge ball of energy. This entity told Ronan that he has grown well. It said that it expected this from him since he is the son of someone. The curse asked Ronan about when he realized the truth. Our boy told it that it was pretty obvious that it was the curse. He said that he figured it out when it chose today among all the days of his life. He told it that the place reeks of its disgusting aura. The curse pointed at the noble's carriage. It asked Ronan to tell it why he is just letting the nobles get away. It reminded him that the nobles were the beginning of the crack that threw his life off course. Ronan smiled and asked the curse to tell him if there is any point in cutting down an illusion. He said that it would only make him sweat for nothing. He told the curse that he already knows the truth. He told it that he cannot move forward if he clings on to the past. The moment he said this, Ronan placed Sita on the ground. He stood up and asked the curse to get to business. He knew that his trial wasn't going to end here. The curse laughed and told Ronan that he has finally gained the insight to make the right choice. It said that watching the growth of a mortal is always an amusing spectacle. The curse raised its hand and released some of its energy. It told our boy that he will tell him how to remove it from his body, but there is something he needs to face before doing this. The curse slowly turned Sita into its energy and told Ronan that he has to face the origin of his existence and the clue that will determine the fate of his land. It told Ronan that he must decide which path he will take for himself and the world at the very end of the truth. The moment it said this world began to collapse and turn into energy. It got sucked into a large hole in the air. In the next scene, we see someone writing something on a book. The person was in a room. Ronan wondered about why he was seeing a hand. He wondered about where he was. He noticed that his body wasn't moving the way he wanted it to. His body was floating in the air. He realized that he was possessing the man in front of him. He wondered about what the curse wanted to show him through this man wearing a hood. Immediately he thought of this. Someone stepped into the room. The person asked the man if he was up all night again. She asked him if he was writing books for this land. The person turned out to be an elf woman. The elf referred to the man as Savior and told him that he will wear himself out if he continues to do this. The Savior asked the woman whose name is Althea not to worry. He placed his pen down and said that his hardship brings people peace. He said that there is no greater joy than this. He stood up and revealed a unique pendant. The man was covered with the energy of the star. He turned to Althea and told her that they need to go out to guide the innocent. He said that the blessing of the star will be with them. Ronan was shocked to hear this. He knew that this was a slogan of Nebula Clagier. The scene shifts, and we are taken outside. We see a ruined town. Several spirit animals were helping the people of the town to rebuild their place. The people couldn't believe their eyes. They were all amazed to see the animals working for them. While they were looking at the animals, the Savior and Althea stepped outside. The Savior smiled when he saw the spirits. He did not expect Althea to be simultaneously communicating with dozens of mid-level spirits. He told the elf that she has grown. Althea raised a book and told the Savior that it is all thanks to his help. She told him that the grimoire he completed a while back has been truly helpful. She asked the man if he has decided on a name for the book. The Savior said that he has. He told Althea that they will call it Bazura. Ronan was shocked to hear the name of the grimoire. He couldn't believe that he was looking at the insane forbidden book. It looked so calm and beautiful. He wondered about how this perfect book became so crazy. What was even more shocking to him was that Air told him that Bazura was estimated to have been completed over 2,000 years ago. Our boy wondered about how long ago these events took place. The Savior and Althea walked towards a man who helped a girl set up a metal prosthetic leg. The man told the girl that her leg will be as good as new and she will be able to move as much as she wants. The girl was very happy to see the prosthetic leg. She stood up and told the man that she is really walking again. She said that the prosthetic leg really feels like it is her own. The man told her that this is natural. He reminded her that he was the one who made it. The moment he said this, the Savior called out to the man known as Alabrige and told him that his dexterity is as wonderful as ever. The tall, dark man smiled when he saw the Savior. Ronan recalled that he had heard a name like Alabrige in Rodalin's interrogation report. This is the name of the creator of the destructive devices used by Nebula Clagier. He is the top engineer of the church. The man smiled and told the Savior that he was able to do this thanks to what he taught him. He asked the Savior to tell him where he learned all of this. The man said that it is nothing serious. He said that he simply has a lot of experience with his hands. Alabraj asked him if he will answer with silence if he asked him to tell him where he gained his experience from. The Savior smiled at him. The man understood what this meant. He asked the Savior to forget about it. He said that he will not ask. He placed his hand around the Savior's shoulder and told him that he is the strangest mortal he has ever met. The Savior told him that this is something he should be hearing from him. He asked Alabraj if anyone would believe that a black dragon would craft prosthetics for mortals. Alabraj laughed and told the Savior that he is right. Ronan couldn't believe that this man was a black dragon. He was quite shocked to see that this Savior was willingly helping people through a black dragon and Basura. He wondered if this is really the Nebula Clagier that he knows. While he was looking at them, someone called out to the Savior. The man and his comrades quickly raised their heads up. They saw the people of the town in front of them. The people put their hands together and thanked the Savior for saving them. They said that they thought everything was over after the beast attack. They couldn't believe that the Savior came all the way there to bestow his grace upon them. The Savior told them that he is merely fulfilling his duty. He told them that they do not need to call it grace. He advised them to focus solely on rebuilding their village. A little girl grabbed the man's hood and asked him about what they should do if the monsters that destroyed the village come back. The man pat the girl on her head and told her that everything will be all right. He revealed to her that the strongest swordsman in the land has gone to slay the beasts. He raised his head up and said that the swordsman is back. The people in the village quickly turned around to see the swordsman. They saw a man wearing a hood standing next to a dragon's head. The swordsman walked forward and told the Savior that he has cleared out the beast horde just as he instructed. He said that he only brought the leader's head because the beasts were too many to bring back. The people in the village couldn't believe their eyes. They couldn't believe that they were looking at a dragon's head, with a cold gaze in his eyes. The swordsman told the Savior that he hopes he understands him. The Savior told him that it is fine. He called out the swordsman's name and told him that he worked hard. Ronan was unable to hear his name. He could hear everything else but the swordsman's name. He was shocked by this phenomenon. Ronan recognized this noise that interferes with name recognition. It felt similar to the noise he heard when he was uplifting the first curse. The noise was caused by only one person. Ronan realized that this swordsman might be his father. He grit his teeth and clenched his fist out of anger. He told himself that he needs to calm down. He reminded himself that this is the distant past and an illusion. He told himself that he needs to focus on this situation. The Savior noticed that the swordsman didn't get a single stain of blood on his clothes, even though he faced so many dragonkin. He told the swordsman that his sword grows sharper with each passing day. The man told the Savior that he flatters him. He told him that it is all thanks to his teachings. The Savior told him that they can handle the reconstruction of this village on their own. He asked him to get some rest since he would be tired from his journey. The moment he said this, a red dragon appeared in the sky and opened its mouth to gather a large amount of fire. The swordsman quickly raised his head up. Alabraj instantly recognized the dense flow of mana. He said that this is dragon language magic. Immediately he said this, the dragon released its flames on the town. The swordsman quickly moved his hand towards his sword. He grabbed his sword and told the Savior that this is dangerous. He asked him to stand back. He said that he will take care of it. The Savior quickly turned around. He saw that the villagers were scared. They were all panicking. Upon seeing this, the Savior moved in front of the swordsman. He told him that there is no stepping back in the path of salvation that he has chosen. He gathered his mana in his hand and said that he has a calling to face trials. He raised his hand and activated the blessing of the star. A huge shield appeared above the town. The flames got stopped by the shield. The Savior clenched his fist and made the flames disappear with his shield. It was as if it was never there. One of the villagers said that they have received more grace. Althea smiled and said that this is expected of their Savior. She was amazed that he was able to handle a dragon's magic so easily. Alabraj told her that it is too early for them to relax. He said that this dragon is a real nuisance. The dragon landed in front of the Savior. This dragon is known as the Red Death. Its name is Gargarans. The Red Death was impressed that a mere human managed to block his flames. The swordsman asked Alabraj if he knows Gargarans. The black dragon said that he does. He said that Gargarins is famous for his temper, but he is even more popular because he is from Navardoj's clan. Ronan was shocked to hear this. He recalled that this person is the leader of the dragons who burnt down one of the 3 giants in his previous life. This dragon is the mother of fire. Her name is Navardoj. The savior referred to Gargarins as a noble dragon and told him that he wants to know the reason behind his actions. Gargarins sensed the energy that covered the savior's body. He said that the savior is a transcendent. Gargarins could sense the span of ages and power from the savior. He found it difficult to believe that the savior was truly immortal. He glared at the savior and said that he must be the one who has been leading the bugs in their meaningless endeavors. He told the savior that he has no business with him. He asked him to bring him the one who has harmed his vassals. The savior asked him if the beast on the ground is his vassal. Gargarins said that it is. He said that the beasts were loyal subordinates who served him for hundreds of years. The Red Death was annoyed to see that the humans slaughtered his subordinates while he was out of his lair. With a scary look in his eyes, he said that this sin has to be punished by the hellfire of eternity. The savior told him that his brother was the one behind the massacre. He told Gargarins that his vassals were the first to trample on the land of these people. They slaughtered their families and friends as food. The savior told Gargarins that this was simply a fair reaction to his subordinates' attack. He suggested that they settle this matter by acknowledging each other's mistake. The dragon roared out of anger. He told the savior that there is only one role permitted to humans on this land. He told them that they exist merely as toys for their brief amusement. As he spoke, he released flames that melted the buildings and things around him. Althea quickly put up a shield to protect the people. Gargarins told the savior that they are nothing but worthless chunks of flesh. He asked him to never compare mere humans to his vassals. The savior was not fazed by the Red Death's flames. He told him that humans are just as important as his vassals. Gargarins opened his mouth and gathered a large amount of energy. He told the savior that his fate has